Chelsea fans, you've seen everybody else talk. The truth about Chelsea's problems right now, one-dimensional tactical pony that worked in the beginning of the season, it now doesn't work, and we refuse, we can't, we're unable to adapt to how teams set up to counter what we're doing, and as a result, we struggle, we concede goals. People become frustrated, and they've got every right to. Money-paying customers that support Chelsea lifelong. The football club and its supporters are always there. Managers, coaching staff, owners, board members, players come and go. The fan base, the supporters and the football club always remain. Chelsea fans expect a level when it comes to our team based on what we witnessed over 20 years. And maybe that's right or wrong. It's up for you to decide that. But surely when it comes down to it, all you want to do is see your team give everything, play at their best. And if we lose the game, we're playing at our best, you can accept it. But when you sit and see a team that started out in the season well, until there was a number of games that were played, and then teams began to put a dossier of tactics together and look at our formation, look at our style and pattern of play, look at what we did with the ball, without the ball, certain players' movements, and then they sat and goes, right, this is how you play against Chelsea because they don't ever change. We then start to struggle and our form takes a nosedive. Second, a couple of points behind Liverpool heading into December. Now we find ourselves in 6th outside the top 4, and we're not going to get back in it because of the way we're playing. Now, Maresca's done himself no favours with what he said after the game. He basically said we lost a little bit of confidence after the goal, probably because of the environment. He then said about the fact that, you know, we're a team that most of the time likes to play short from goal kicks, but because of the environment, we played long and we conceded the second goal. He then added the fact that we're better as a team with the fans behind us. We need the fans' support, blah, blah, blah. He's highlighted the environment from the Chelsea fans, but why shouldn't fans vent their frustrations and their feelings if that's what they feel like they want to do? Now, there's a limit to what they can do. You know, I'm not going to sit in and condone someone calling out a player just being abusive, speaking about their family. All this nonsense is absolute bullshit. I do not condone that. But what I do say is, why can't you stand up? Why can't you vent your frustration as a paying customer, someone that works hard as a living and then pays their money to go to Chelsea? I've been going to Chelsea since the age of 6 in 1980 when I first started going. I'm approaching 45 years this September. I turned 51. I have every right to have my say. The amount of money I've paid that football club over the years to go and watch them. But I do it because I love the club. I adore the club. It's part of me. It's part of my family. Everyone from my family, in and around my family, is Chelsea. They go to Chelsea. So why can't we have a say when we're frustrated? But why are we frustrated? It's because we can do so much better. It's because we have the players that can turn it on and deliver a performance. Second half against Ipswich yesterday, there's an argument they did that. Ipswich couldn't live with us. The goalkeeper, an absolute worldie, made brilliant saves, and if any other day we could have won the game. But the fact of the matter is we found ourselves 2-0 down at half-time. And then you asked the manager after the game, did Ipswich do anything different that surprised you? And he said, no, we're aware of what they do. So you sit there and think, well, if you're aware of how they're going to play counter-attacking football, then how do you concede that goal? How do you concede the first one and the second one? He blames the environment. So he hasn't done himself any favours as far as the fans go. And it's being blown up out of all proportion. There's people saying he should be sacked for that and all this nonsense. That's up to you to decide. What I'm trying to boil it all down to, all this, the nonsense, the negativity, all the stories, all the rumours, all the comment that's being made right now comes down to one thing, and that's because we are one tactic Chelsea. We don't adapt to a situation. We don't adapt to what's happening in the game. We don't change our formation. The only adaptation that ENZO MARESCA makes is to move a fullback into midfield, a condensed and crowded midfield, which sometimes gives us problems. That's the only thing we do to change. We don't switch to a 4-3-3. We don't go to 3-4-3. We don't go to 4-4-2. We don't go to 4-2-4. We just stick to what we do. 4-2-3-1, playing short from goal kicks, and it's telegraphed time and time and time again. And little old Ipswich have popped up in their yo-yo from the Championship. They've popped up, and while they're here, they've taken 4 points off of Chelsea, probably the highest percentage of the amount of points they've actually got from one team, and they're going to pop back down again to the Championship next season, and it's not good enough. I don't understand. And this is the truth. The truth is, I don't understand how you can approach managing in the Premier League with the teams that you have to play in the Premier League. Those are the top echelons of the league, and those in the middle and the grafters at the bottom. How you think that one tactic will solve everything, will win you a game of football? Europa Conference League, probably. Premier League, no chance. It did begin the season until teams worked out how to play against us and stop what we were doing. And as soon as they did, we're nowhere. How can you be a manager in the Premier League with that mentality? Look at Ruben Amorim at Man United. 3-4-3, and he's got to pigeonhole players into his formation and hope that it's going to work, and it isn't working. The only way it's going to work is to get 11 players that he wants that can play that formation, and then it'll start working. Chelsea are blessed with abundance of talented footballers. Those players can adapt and play different formations, 100%. But they're being asked to play the same way over and over and over again. And then when it doesn't work, what we do is we go, let's bring you on, you play in that role, in the same position, and you have a go and see if you do any better. And that's as good as it gets if we're chasing a game of football. You've got to manage the game from the sideline. You manage it with your team selection, your tactical formation, your tactical shape, and the way you want to play your football, your pattern of play. And if it doesn't work, you're paid money, good money, to influence it from the sideline by making tactical tweaks. If you've never seen my video on my channels before, I am not negative normally, but I've had no choice the last few months but to be, and I hate doing it. I hate being this way. But I want to take you back to Antonio Conte in the title-winning season that he had. West Brom at home. I've said it on another video before. I'm going to say it again. I don't care. People might be the first time they're watching my video. West Brom at home. Tony Pulis' horrible West Brom team turned up. 11 men behind the ball, sitting in, open for a set piece. They had no intention of scoring. They made it difficult for Chelsea, so much so that Antonio Conte, with 3 substitutions, changed the tactical shape 3 different times in the game. He changed it 3 times to try and force the result. And what it did, it created some space, and it pinpointed Diego Costa one-on-one with a defender. It isolated the defender on his own. Costa barged him off the ball, went to the corner of the penalty box and rifled it into the roof of the net, made a goal from nothing. But it come because the defender was isolated one-on-one with Costa, and Costa bullied him, got the goal, and we won the game. Because the manager adapted to what was happening and made tactical changes. Didn't just stick to the 3 at the back and whatever it was, 3-5-2. He went 3-4-3, 4-3-3. He changed it 3 different times. That's what a Premier League manager must do in the modern day Premier League right now. And if you don't do it, you're not going to succeed at all. Ruben Amorim is not going to last at Man United. Enzo Maresca won't last at Chelsea if he continues that way. He has a chance to analyse all of this and try and change. I'm hoping that he does, but we all know what the answer is going to be. So you can forget player confidence. You can forget the fans getting involved. You can forget all of this. It all comes down to one thing. And the truth is that one tactic Chelsea is not going to win your football. It's not going to win games. It's not going to get you in the Champions League. Simple as that. Hopefully this has made sense. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And I'll see you guys soon.